to Moscow and meet with President Vladimir Putin. NTD's international correspondent Arian Pazar has the Russia update.
They are in the region, yeah, where they have to be.
President Trump says he deployed nuclear submarines to face possible Russian aggression. According to Trump, the submarines are, quote, in the region. The move comes in response to statements by former Russian President Dmitry Medvedev. Last week, Trump imposed a Friday deadline for Russia to end the Ukraine war. Medvedev, who's now the chairman of Russia's Security Council, responded last week, saying each new ultimatum is a threat and a step towards war, not between Russia and Ukraine, but with his own country. If Russia misses the Friday deadline, Trump says he'll impose more sanctions on Moscow and any country doing business with Russia.
Well, there'll be sanctions, but they seem to be pretty good at avoiding sanctions. You know, they're wily characters.
Russia is now trying to negotiate with the United States. Special Envoy Steve Witkoff might travel to Moscow this week for talks. On Sunday, Trump commented about this week's plans.
He may be going, I think next week, Wednesday or Thursday, may be going to Russia. They would like to see him. They've asked that he meet, so we'll see what happens.
The Kremlin on Monday said President Vladimir Putin is happy to meet with Witkoff. According to a spokesperson, Moscow considers the contact to be important, substantial, and very useful. Arian Pastar, NTD News.
Ukrainian drones are intercepting Russia's unmanned aircraft, changing the battlefield dynamic more than 3 years into the war. They're an effective, cheaper option for Ukraine as it repels Russian air attacks. NTD's Andrew Thomas has more on their tactics.
A Ukrainian drone launches up into the sky. It's on the hunt for Russian drones. A Ukrainian air defense regiment says it has shot down several hundred unmanned Russian aircraft.
When we started actively using interceptors against enemy reconnaissance drones, the threat posed by them decreased naturally.
Drones are giving Ukraine a much cheaper and readily accessible option. One officer estimates that they cost about a fifth of what an air defense missile does, and they're effective.
Before our regiment started using interceptor drones, the enemy used to fly his reconnaissance drones quite deep into Ukrainian-held territory. But because interceptor drones became a real thing, they fly very carefully now. When they dare to fly in deep, the air defense works successfully.
Ukrainian military charity foundation Come Back Alive says it supplies interceptors to 90 units. Since the project began a year ago, the organization says its unmanned aircraft have downed over 3,000 Russian drones. Andrew Thomas, NTD News.
Israeli Foreign Minister Gideon Sa'ar is heading to New York for a special UN Security Council session. Before leaving, he said he initiated tomorrow's meeting to